Before elaborating on the best practice organizational structure to manage your model lifecycle, it is important to understand that model risk management is not a sequential process. The process starting from the development of the model and ending into the production of the model requires multiple back and forth interactions between the different people involved within the risk practice. And this process is also called the model lifecycle. When we zoom into the model lifecycle, we notice that the process starts off with a translation of the business requirements into an actual model proposal. Then the team of model developers take over and they start gathering, cleaning, and formatting the data that is going to be used within the model. The team of model developers also try out multiple approaches, and then when a specific approach crystallizes, they do a model proposal internally. In a third phase, in the pre-validation phase, the team of model developers start testing the model exhaustively, and they also document that testing together with all the assumptions that have been applied throughout the current process. Once the model has been tested, the documentation and all the analytics are sent to the team of validators. The team of validators perform an independent review of the documentation and they evaluate whether or not the model performs according to the expectation. Once another approval has been given internally, the model is put into the production system. And then again, an evaluation is done of the performance of the model before the model actually goes live. It is important also to understand that once an improvement or modification to the model is necessary, the model goes again throughout the complete model lifecycle. And as well, models that have been put into production are facing ongoing monitoring to make sure that we can monitor the quality of the model over time. The 3 lines of defense is a best practice organizational structure to manage your model lifecycle. It is a structure that is typically applied by banks and financial organizations, but as we see a growing dependency of organizations across sectors on models, we do notice that other companies are also using the 3 lines of defense as kind of a guiding principle to organize structure within their organization. The idea of the 3 lines of defense is to define roles and responsibilities within the risk practice and as such manage the model lifecycle and the risk involved. The first line of defense is a team of model users, model developers, and model owners. They are responsible for making model proposals, for building the models, and for exhaustively testing the models. They are responsible as well for making sure that there is sufficient documentation on the models and to monitor the models that are already in production. For the second line of defense, we have the model validators. That's a team who is responsible for an independent review of the documentation that has been developed by the first line of defense, and they make sure that the performance of the model is in line with the expectation. They are also responsible for challenging specific assumptions that the first line of defense has made. The third line of defense, finally, is responsible to capture model deficiencies. And they are also responsible to make sure that the process between the first line of defense and the second line of defense went efficiently. Coordination between the 3 lines of defense is essential to manage your model lifecycle and to manage your model risk. As more and more regulatory guidelines is popping up that basically give suggestions on how to embed quality management system within your organization, but also post-market monitoring evaluation that needs to be done, it is increasingly important to have a certain structure within your organization. And the 3 lines of defense is a good starting point to add that governance and to have an organization that can really embed trust in your algorithms.